Once upon a time, there was a world full of laughter. Then a virus hit, and the whole thing was a disaster. But we got a show to let you know it's alright. It's alright. Even though it's only once a week, we guarantee you a front row seat at the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show once a week.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show, the show we do every Tuesday live at 7 p.m. on YouTube to let you know that the Comedy Cellar is fully open and ready for business as long as you're vaccinated. A small price to pay for an outstanding evening of entertainment. I'm talking about all four aspects of the Comedy Cellar Open, and you can also see us in Las Vegas. Now, those are some good times. So anyway, thank you so much. I hope everybody's doing okay. And why don't we start with the prepared material as always. Oh, what's in the news today? Well.
I thought you were going to start talking about like Perfect Strangers.
Shut up.
Maybe the movie Pretty in Pink. Microanalyze it.
I have plenty of 70s references, and it's all Greg's fault, actually, Rachel. So you're going to want to just stop right there.
Oh, we're not going to kick things off with you doing a Michael Caine impression, discussing
I might have to do that if necessary. Now, if you don't mind.
Why do they call them the freedom fighters down in Nicaragua? It doesn't seem to me.
This week, a fugitive in Mexico was arrested after giving a fake name that happened to be the name of another fugitive. Nice try, Dr. Ricardo Kimball. Shut up, Rachel.
I'm sorry. It's a thing I have. It's not even conscious.
Oh, boy. Here's one that will deserve that one, I think. Olympic hammer thrower Gwen Berry received backlash from conservative politicians for facing away from the American flag during the national anthem. She also received very harsh criticism from the Carpenters Union for continually throwing hammers. Now that deserves okay. That's when we could have used that one. And finally, the New York Times reported that scientists have discovered an additional 7 mutated strains of the coronavirus. It's really too bad that the virus keeps mutating into more contagious strains instead of mutating into 4 teenage turtles who fight evil.
Oh, gosh. Now we really have to go to a caller. There was a
Jesus
to that line.
I think that was before the 70s.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, look, let's introduce everybody before we get carried away with things. He is the current king of podcasting as he co-hosts the podcast Sunday Papers with Mike Givens and Childish with Allison Rose, and then he hosts his original Fitzdog Radio podcast, which last week included our good friend Sam Morrell. All of this podcast fun can be found on Apple or easily found at the GregFitzsimmons.com website. Please welcome back to the program, Greg Fitzsimmons, everybody.
Hi,
Hello.
Thank you. It's good to be here again. I can almost smell the beer-soaked floor and the backed-up toilet. It's amazing.
Of Dave's apartment?
Shut up. She has recently appeared on the FX network documentary Hysterical, and of course can be found on lots of other Comedy Cellar friends on the HBO Max Colin Quinn parking lot special. She can be seen regularly right here in New York City at the Comedy Cellar. Please welcome Rachel Feinstein, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jackie. I just want to thank my team at UTA, and I couldn't have done nothing. My biggest inspirations, I guess, the Marx Brothers and my mom. Can somebody cut me off, please?
I love when people thank the team at their agency as if there's like
I know.
they've got uniforms on and they only meet about that one client, like the 10 o'clock Jessica meeting. Come on, everybody.
Yeah.
Get the team together.
They work in shifts.
Yeah.
And finally, of course, you can see him every Monday night performing upstairs the Olive Tree, which he was, I suppose, last night. His new single called Gave In is coming out in 2 days. He's going to premiere it this evening on the program. You can find all of his stuff at Colin Smith Music on all social media accounts. Please welcome Colin Smith, everybody.
He's crushing puss all night long.
Wait, if he's crushing puss, why does he have a song called Gave In?
Yeah, no,
Just
great
for
question.
Pride
He's
Month?
got you
That's a
there.
great question.
He's got you there, Colin.
Yeah.
Colin, did you perform last night?
I did.
It's such a great show on Mondays. The band, him and Noam and Nick, and it's really terrific. I go every other Monday because I get too drunk, so I can't go every week because I'm too old.
That's
But,
restraint. That's really admirable.
That's
Noam wasn't there last night because it was his anniversary, and he thought he might make it down, and then was sending texts like, "I've got to save my marriage."
Right.
Hilarious.
Wait, right. What the week I was there 2 weeks ago, wasn't it his wife's birthday or his son's birthday? Oh no, his son played, right?
Yeah, son played so cute.
Played in the band.
Oh,
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Little Manny.
Little
Yeah.
Manny.
That's amazing.
Played
Yeah,
the accordion.
yeah.
That
He
kid's
did.
going to
I was just
inherit a
kidding.
lot of
Oh.
money someday.
Yeah.
Talk about crushing puss.
Right.
Greg, where have you been playing anywhere? I didn't see anything where you've been performing live. I mean,
I
besides-
keep forgetting to put up my dates. Yeah, I'm coming to Bananas in Fort Lee on August 6th and 7th. And then I'm going to be in,
great, I'll go there.
I'm going somewhere else, Golden, Colorado in August.
So you have dates in August coming up. That's great.
Yeah,
I'll
August.
see you. I'll definitely come to Bananas and see you. That'll be great.
Okay.
I love
You want to do a
going
guest
there.
spot?
I would like that very much.
Okay, let's set
That's
it up.
very
Let me call
kind
my
of you.
team at UTA.
Make sure
Yes.
there's a picture of him at the front door and that he's not to be left.
That's what Rachel told the people at Laugh Boston when we were there a couple of weeks ago, but we really had a good time. And Rachel, where are you performing next?
Juskow actually did very well at Laugh Boston, despite Greg, that he has a chunk about the movie Aaron Brockovich. Not one joke, but an Aaron Brockovich chunk.
I
of
do
his
have a
act.
20-minute
Yeah.
chunk.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's my new material.
Wow. Is your paperboy delayed or something?
That's just what well, it's like that time I always tell the story when I must have been about 15 years ago and I hadn't done comedy in a long time and I was doing a benefit at the Gotham and Attell was there and I was doing my new material based on the movie That Thing You Do, which was already 20 years old. It was like 2004 or whatever,
Well,
14.
Well, you
And,
know, Bobby. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Yeah. And Attell goes, well, why don't you just do new material? You know, can't you do anything from a movie that's from now? And I'm like, that was my new material. And I meant that with all sincerity.
I did a show with Bobby. You know Bobby Collins,
Mhm.
Sure.
the Certs guy. So he's like, I guess he's like 72, and he was on stage out here in LA the other night, and he goes, you know, I was using that thing. What do you call that thing where people give their opinions? What is that thing where people give their opinions? And somebody goes Yelp, and he's like, yeah. So I'm using Yelp.
Oh my God. Amazing.
Bobby Collins used to host the VH1 show, right? The
Stand Up Spotlight.
Stand Up Spotlight, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was that Bobby Collins, but his name is so 70s like.
Juskow
Yeah.
comes from Juskow since he's in the winter of his life, just for all of you viewers at home, the four of you. Juskow came from a time where what he would do when he picks up girls is ask them to sit on his lap and say that he can feel their lap energy, and then he'll put them in the pictures.
You
He
know,
always promises girls he'll put him right in the picture. Girl, you've got it. I'll put you right in the pictures.
if it wasn't true, I would be very angry about this, but she's somewhat right.
And what is it, David? How would you define it? Low self-esteem, a parent not nearby.
Yes, we'll just call it that.
The only thing that softens the situation is that he's in the closet, but when I first met him, he was always holding auditions at his apartment. He's like, I got an
That's
audition
true.
in half an hour, kid. I'll talk to you afterwards.
Really?
Disgusting.
It's true. When I think about it now, I can't believe we did. And many times it turned into something else, but it wasn't my doing. The girls came on to me.
Uh-huh.
I stick by that statement, I swear. But it is funny now that I think about it that, you know, you just can't do that anymore.
Can't hold auditions in your apartment anymore. Yeah.
No.
When first time somebody introduced me to Juskow, they made me call him to do a show. Somebody said he runs a show, and I called, and I was like, "Oh, hey, my name's Rachel. Can I have a spot on your show?" Like I was all nervous to call this moron. And Juskow was like, "Can you imagine?" And Juskow was like, "Listen, you're going nowhere fast with that name, kid. You're going nowhere in this business. Let's just get that right out of the way. But if you want to come by for an audition sometime, man, go to auditions up there."
Damn it.
We'll
Again, I
spitball
wish she
some
was
names.
kidding. Feinstein It was a horrible name. I mean,
I think you and Attell first introduced me to Greg, though, because we had some good hangs downtown. Greg, do you remember those days?
Yeah.
West Village. Yeah. Greg was always fun, and I was always worried why he'd ended up being friends with you and why that happened.
Fun and a gentleman.
If you're friends with Attell, you kind of have to be friends with Jeff.
That's true. He's an appendant to the Attell friendship.
Yeah. I think Attell lists him as a dependent on his taxes.
It's true, though. I mean, there were so many people that used, like, even in the 80s when, Attell wasn't Attell, they would just be like, well, you're friends with Attell, so I guess you're okay.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Remember, Brett Butler used to say that all the time. Like, that was back in the day.
Yeah. I remember when I first became friends with Attell, because, like, I think I have the same story as probably Sam Morrell and you and everybody, which is like, you are in awe of this comedian who's, like, to this day, I think is the best comedian out there. And then he becomes friends with you and you can't believe it. But he never treats you like he's better than you. And then when he was writing for Saturday Night Live, I used to meet him at coffee shops at like 3 a.m. to help him write his sketches. But, like, you didn't really help him. You just sat there while he wrote his sketches.
Right.
And then he threw away 3 good ideas, and then because for some weird paranoid reason, and then used a 4th brilliant idea.
Right.
Greg's seen it live. When I tell people those kind of stories, Greg's been there. Greg was the showrunner on the Gong Show. I mean, Greg, I had to tell Jeff and the director of Bumping Mics, listen, don't let him near the editing booth. This guy will take out a joke no one's heard yet. Poor Greg. If you were there, he's coming up with goddamn brilliance in the opening monologue. And he's like, well, we need to change it. And Greg goes, what the fuck is the matter with you? Nobody's heard it yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's heard it too many times. And then he would we'd have the writers there until he didn't start writing until like New York time. Right. So it would be like 3 a.m. and he'd be standing out on the Comedy Central lot smoking cigarettes, and like these, like, we had like 5 writers and everybody was just like dog-eared and like, can we please go home? And he's like, yeah, it was brutal.
It was a mixed bag because they were very in awe of writing for Attell and very excited, and then they realized the flip side of his insaneness. And Greg was an outstanding showrunner. Should be doing more of that because he's very patient and never seems to lose his temper.
I did the show running thing for a little while, and then I said, you know what? This is not me. I am not the guy in charge.
I disagree. You have such an even keel about you. It's and to handle somebody like an Attell takes a lot of work.
Yeah, I do find you very calming. You know how to like not get in the like when you were working on crashing, they would take us aside and tell us like 4 things we could say, you know, during a scene, or 4 ways we could go. I liked the take aside moments. I liked to, you would just go in like a little side huddle with Greg.
Yeah. He's really good. That's why you should do more of that. But you have.
I remember when they were so excited you were coming to town, there was like a real buzz around it. It was like, Fitz is coming to town.
Oh, wow.
I used to bartend at Caravas, and Attell would come in, have half a shot, put like $40 on the bar, and apologize for something he didn't do. And then Juskow would like mutter something strange, vaguely passive aggressive, and then apologize for something and overtake. And he would bring in this active asshole. It was such a fascinating like contrast, you know?
Yeah. And then Attell would always have like a cop who was on leave because something that happened in Queens that he couldn't talk about.
That is hilarious. It's so true. And then I remember one time, because Jessica was dating the other bartender at the bar, and she was like, there's this guy I'm dating. He's like really dark, you know, he's kind of weird. He's sort of inaccessible, you know, and I was like, oh my God, who is this? And then Juskow comes in. It's like, he's so emotionally unavailable. I was already getting aroused at the description. Then Juskow comes in and goes, hey kid, listen, he's doing movie lines, by the way, at her, you know, like he's just walking in like, listen, I got no respect. Like, I mean, he was just doing like Dangerfield's act and stuff. Like, but she was like, I don't know. He's like not really available. He's kind of elusive. You're like, hey, listen, I don't get any respect. Get out of here, right, kid? I'm like, I think he's doing an impression.
Hey, we're all going to get laid.
Jessica looks for the one girl in Manhattan that's never heard of Rodney.
Well, it worked like a charm.
Yeah.
But that is the best when somebody goes, "Oh, he's like very dark. He's very emotional." And then I walk in. This is the guy.
I know. I'm like, no, he's a fool. He's a fool. And then she was like so nervous. She was weeping about him. I'm like, no, you don't weep about this clown. This is foolishness. He's just doing sketches like from the 90s. But she was like, and then we shared a cab uptown once, and I was like, I live on 77. We got to drop you guys off first. So I'm and she's like, I can't believe I'm gonna get to see him tonight. I'm like, the Dangerfield guy, like we share the cab up, and Jessica was like, so I guess it's gonna be the three of us, huh? I'm like, what? No, I
know he did.
I'm going to 77th and First. You're like, come on, kid.
I thought she got in the cab with us. I thought that's what was going to happen.
He thought it meant I wanted a threesome with him.
And then when you made it clear you weren't going to, he wanted some cab fare.
Oh, my Dan Natterman. No, but you got to think big. You got to.
He said, "Come on, let me just get a $2 bill, something. Come on."
All right, wait. Let's. This is
sorry.
Awesome,
is there a schedule? I'm sorry.
No. It's really there's no schedule at all. We're having.
Oh no, this is important. Please, Juskow, take the reins.
I mean, really, we could not do this at all today, but it's. I have some good photos set up today, and Greg is a news kind of guy, so I thought we would just do it. This is the first time the Queen and Boris have been together since the virus, and what I can't understand, Greg, maybe why does she need to bring her pocketbook to the meeting?
No, it's so
that's her
funny
house.
you say that because the other day I was talking to somebody and it dawned on me that if you're born into the royal family, you don't have a wallet. Like you don't have cash. Like you might have what would you need ID for? What would you need? Like has the Prince Charles, has he ever handed anybody money in his entire life?
Probably never.
No, and he's never been carded. You're right. Nobody cards them. Do they even have a last name?
This is right out of the Golden Girls, with Sophia carrying her pocketbook all the time. I mean, it's weird.
Windsor.
My dad used to be obsessed with. It's so weird that you had that. He was obsessed with the Queen Elizabeth's pocketbook. He was always joking about what she had in it, and he would dream about how she had, blow in there or like.
Greg, this is that newspaper in Hong Kong called Apple Daily that just closed down because.
Are we done with the last bit? I guess we riff until Dave hits.
I know.
I just try to move things along. Did you want to go back?
Well, I mean, I feel like Rachel was like mid-sentence. I had something. I was going to ask her a follow-up on something she said.
I apologize.
It's like you have no sense of flow. This is New York 1 here. Oh wait, no, this is the internet.
Rich Voss made the same point. He made the same point. Dave, shut up while I talk. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Rich Voss made the same point like 2 weeks ago, and we went back to 2 photos ago, and then he had nothing.
And then nothing. Bonnie ripped him a new ass for that. It was really funny.
It was amazing. Oh God.
I was just trying to keep the show, going. But did you want to say something else, or did I ruin it?
No, I mean, God forbid we lose people's attention and they switch over to the Stand Up New York podcast.
I wasn't sure if you guys needed to go somewhere. I don't know. Well,
all right, Dave, go ahead.
This is the Hong Kong's newspaper is the only pro-democracy newspaper. It just got shut. The owner decided to shut it down because all the journalists were getting arrested because there's a lot of crap in China going on and stuff. And I was thinking of Greg because they're going to lose their comic strips.
Oh no!
The World of Lily Wong is now going to be out of circulation. But this is and it was a pretty good pro-democracy. I mean, they're pretty good about telling it like it is, which you can't do in China anymore. Like things like this, which is awesome. The guy, and it's funny where they have to say what luck squeezed up on a rush hour train against the most gorgeous woman in Hong Kong. Like they keep mentioning it's Hong Kong or China in every panel for some reason.
So why is the guy blonde haired?
I don't know. That's why I can't figure that out either.
And Greg, can you explain why that made him think of you?
Oh,
No.
No, I want Greg to explain, please.
Yeah.
Well, I have a podcast called The Sunday Papers. You should tune in sometime and you would know.
Oh, I'd be honored.
And we read we go through the Sunday papers every week. And
can you audition me?
Yeah, sit on my lap. Let's see.
I just want to know if I could be in the pictures.
Well, I was
Go
saying
over my apartment.
the Chinese have this this guy. His name is Larry Fine. Ironically, who writes this World of Lily Wong, and they have these pretty, like Here Come the People's Liberation Army, and it's like all this stuff and this, and then here's ours as your favorite Family Circus.
Yep.
Why doesn't
Family
the kitchen
Circus.
table ever get to wear a dress like the dining room table does?
What
I
fun,
mean,
huh?
That's actually the best Family Circus comic I've ever read. Usually it's like, we have this theory that Jeff Keane now writes it, and he took over for his father, Bill Keane,
Right.
who wrote it starting in the 20s. And then there was like 7 kids, and Jeff was the youngest. So 6 kids said, I'm not doing this shit. And then he got stuck with it. And I saw an interview with him, and he fucking hates doing it.
Really?
Yeah,
And he openly said that in the interview?
Well, no, you just sense his body language and his lack of joy.
But Greg, what people don't understand, as we talked about before, it's a goddamn cash cow for some reason, even though nobody reads it anymore, right?
It's syndicated around the world, and you get, when you syndicate a comic, you get paid from every single newspaper that it's in. This guy's got so much fucking money, and he probably spends 5 minutes a week coming up with these cartoons.
Clearly.
My parents love them. They always like frame things like that. My mom made a collage of anti-Trump cartoons, a Trump collage.
Really?
Yes. I mean, there's really a supply and demand issue with that. Like rage crafting, but she thought she was very proud of it. Yeah. She's like, I made a wonderful anti-Trump collage of all the cartoons against Trump, and it's fantastic. But yeah, I feel like it's like, people like that kind of stuff. I don't know. Like, I never understand them. I literally don't understand them. It makes me feel dumb.
What's your take on New Yorker
irony
cartoons?
A lot. What's that?
What's your take on New Yorker cartoons?
I mean, they just send me into kind of a low grade depression.
Yes.
Yeah. I just sort of feel a certain loss. Like,
those are the ones, like they had that thing on Seinfeld talking about like nobody understood the cartoon. It seems like nobody seems to get the New Yorker ones.
Yeah, I feel like you have to go to like a certain amount of like analysis. It's like some specific like New York cocktail of things you have to experience, like hung out at that restaurant like Elaine's on the Upper East Side or something. You know what I mean? God.
Yeah, you have to have seen every Woody Allen movie. You have to have been to psychotherapy. You have to have spent the summer in Cape Cod. But here's the one that I like, though. I'll show you the one New Yorker cartoon that I like. Tell me if you can read this one.
I can't read it.
I'm sorry, I can barely hear you with this goddamn ocean behind me.
I fucking love that.
Yeah, that one actually is good. Yeah, you found the one good one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to the matter.
I guess that's there. We get off schedule there.
Time's up. Oh shit!
Shut up, Mike. I can hear Mike laughing in the background. We don't have to do this one. We can move on.
Well, like Kim Jong Un, he lost weight, and now he looks like Kim Jong Un. He used to look like Kim Jong Duh.
Well, it's just funny that they're heartbroken over his emaciated look, but he looks better.
We just like, I didn't even know it was the same. I guess he's slightly less fat. Is that all that's occurring?
He's losing weight, but they're heartbroken over
That's
it.
not emaciated. This is what I want to look like. Like exactly. Emaciated is what I can't finish the thought.
And this is
I'm just saying I want like people to worry about me. Anyway, keep going.
Okay. This is what's going on in our world. This Marjorie Taylor Greene calling AOC a communist. It's
oh shit.
Well, if you took out some of the letters, you'd know what you really called her. Take out the OMM and the IS.
Marjorie don't care.
Well, I bring all that stuff up because here's, what all this stuff is happening in the world. But the most important thing that everybody's forgetting is we have to free Britney.
Oh my God. Right.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that's newsworthy. And that could be the problem.
Hold on a second.
Yes, Colin, let's listen to you. And Dave, do not interrupt.
Yeah, shut up, Dave.
What I just want to know what your gripe is with this woman's kind of uniquely shitty position. I mean, I don't think it's running rampant across the country, and so it's worthy of comment and news speculation.
Do you really believe that? Like
Well, I mean, do you think there are conservatorships like in your building that are like, have 39-year-old women with like, no access to their pocketbooks?
I agree that there should be a problem. I just don't know how everybody's rallying around. I mean, this is the kind of stuff we're worried about. This happened in Palm Springs. Greg, you heard about this?
No, what
No,
happened?
don't
Dave?
move on. Just go.
Yeah,
Wait a
just
second.
go.
It's the
Jesus
same
Christ.
thing.
Stop it. Your pacing stinks. Listen, back to this and why Juskow is a fool. Why should Juskow be in charge of what's newsworthy? This is a man that goes on stage and does a chunk, not a minute, on Aaron Brockovich.
Yeah.
Several
Right.
back-to-back jokes that he thinks the people need to hear. Why should you decide what people need to hear? You should decide exactly what they if Juskow thinks that it's not newsworthy, it is. Indeed it is. And
Yeah.
that's the end of it.
Why didn't you hit next when you were doing the China syndrome joke last week in the East Village? Why didn't you say next news story?
I don't know. I was just trying to move things along. I'm sorry.
All right, Dave.
Well, it's just that they put up a Marilyn Monroe statue in Palm Springs and people are protesting this. I'm just saying, I don't know what everybody's uptight about stuff that just doesn't seem to make a difference.
This I don't really understand, but I also feel like sometimes they just organize a protest now because it's like press or something. Like,
Exactly.
there can't actually be controversy about this. No one could give a fuck whether there's Maryland, right?
That's right. And why are there dudes there? Fuck.
Maryland, anywhere but here?
So weird.
I mean, this is a thing that's
so
been happening
weird.
this
But
week.
this is the real story, and I start all my sentences that way. But I feel like the people that hang out, and protest this, like the rest of their day, like the lady outside a trial, you know what I mean? That just got the whole day to be on trial watch with no relation to anyone inside the trial. That's fascinating to me, but I can't tell if they're hired for controversy or they really they're really furious. It's hard to
Anytime you see the signs and they all match and their color
Right.
coordinated, this was an effort. This was an effort by somebody.
Yeah, Maryland off the streets. Who holds that? I mean, like the pro-life people that hold the smush babies or whatever, like a smush baby poster, like I get your feeling, even if I disagree, but you don't want the babies to be smushed or whatever, even if I'm pro-choice. But the person that has matching hot pink, no, yeah, you're right. I think you're right. I think it was like a casting director organized it. All right, we're in trouble. I'm over the light now. Juskow, sorry, please.
How many abortions do you think Marilyn Monroe had?
Oh my God, that's a beautiful question.
That's a great question.
I'm going to say a Jew's dozen. A Jew's dozen.
I mean, you got to think if the Kennedy boys would kill her, they would definitely.
Oh yeah, she's at a bushel of abortions for
Yeah.
sure. But I think, yeah.
She would just go into the clinic and they would blow air and her dress would come up and then they would do the abortion and then she would leave.
They're all uptight about that dress blowing up.
Do you think they killed her?
Oh, they definitely killed her. There's no doubt. Yeah.
Wow.
I believe that
Wow,
too.
they just killed her. God, I think you're right. I read Marlon Brando's autobiography where he said he spoke with her right before she died and she sounded happy, spirited, funny, and they had a delightful chat and she was no kinds of suicidal.
Right. No, she definitely did not kill herself. There's so many, I can't remember all the circumstances. I'd have to refresh it on my Wikipedia, but we're moving along so fast. I don't have time.
I know. Yeah, we're in
There's nowhere to go.
now.
You're right. I just always think people have something to do, but I think Joe DiMaggio killed her, but that's my theory.
Really?
He was very angry.
He was very upset.
He was.
Yep.
So why was he angry?
He was just mad that she was fucking everybody else.
Oh.
Like really upset about it.
Yeah, but he was probably fucking everybody. That doesn't mean he's not mad about her fucking everybody else, of course.
Well, it's a double standard with boys.
Sure. I heard about that. Yeah. You told me about that when I was on your lap that day. Look, it's a double standard out there, but I can change that all for you.
Look, I didn't make the rules.
Listen, I'm going to put you in the pictures. You don't have to deal with that. You're nobody's girl but mine now.
You want to be on the first half of the show or the second half of the show?
Oh, I want to be in the whole thing, the whole darn thing. I'm worth it.
This is the protest that took place when Hungary was playing in one of the European Cups this week, because Hungary is banning all educational tools on being gay or homosexuality. They're going backwards.
Yeah.
They don't care for gay people. And I just think it's funny that he's protesting at a soccer match.
What's
when,
an educational tool for gay guys? Queer eye for the straight guy?
I don't know, but apparently they're not teaching it in schools.
Is this why you don't come out of the closet? Is it just that fear of feeling judged? Or
Yeah, you never know when it's going to reverse. So yeah. But it's funny that they do it during soccer because I've shown this picture 3 weeks in a row now because soccer is the most gay of all
Yeah. Yeah, soccer.
I find that kind of arousing when the guys smack each other's butts, and I don't really know why that is. But I
Well,
like.
how do you explain this?
I
one,
like
though?
that. I don't know why, but yeah, exactly. It shouldn't be. But I think of those coach that there's always like an angry.
Sorry.
Oh, all right, forget it.
No. I clicked by accident that time. I didn't mean to click that. My finger was stuck. Sorry.
I know the irony that you can't use your hands in soccer, and that's all they use in the showers.
I dated a football coach for a short amount of time. They coached for the Vikings, and there's something about that emotional, that furious kind of vacant look they have on their face on the sidelines. They're always so angry. Every coach, even until the moment they're about to win, they're so furious. So when they smack a guy's butt, it's like a little moment of like fun-loving moment in the middle of their usual. Does any of that make sense to anyone?
Did he ever smack your butt?
I would imagine, yeah. I'm sure that was. It wasn't the same as watching him smack a young players. I don't really know why that is. I didn't find it quite as arousing. When the guys smack each other's butts and encourage them, I just find it to be a cute moment. It's kind of interesting to me. Is there something wrong with me, Colin? I'd like you to answer, not just.
Definitely not. No, I feel nervous about saying that I also find it arousing.
This is Courtney Love's whole album. I lived through this. It's a pretty iconic album cover, right?
Yeah.
This album was very popular, and it was a good album.
That was
cover.
a sick album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is a Disney girl, Olivia Rodrigo, I think her name is.
Yeah.
Promoting her new concert film called Sour Prom, where she's pretty much imitating the same thing. And Courtney Love is pissed because she says, spot the difference. She's being sarcastic. She's like twinning. And she got a lot of backlash for this. And they're like, shut up, you old bat. And
Didn't she kind of twin Courtney Cobain a little bit? I mean, Kurt Cobain?
yeah, exactly. Let alone that she calls herself Courtney Love Cobain, who probably that makes people pissed off because we're pretty sure he was the reason that she was the reason he killed himself. But
No, she had him killed.
I believe that. I always feel like
You
she
never saw
talked
that
himself-
documentary? Yeah.
Do you think she did? Really?
I know she did. If you see the documentary, you'll be 100% convinced that she
I
had him
believe that
killed.
too. I believe that with all my
Wow.
heart.
Why? Why?
That's why this bothers me. Courtney Love
I don't
Cobain.
remember details of stats. Rachel, I just want to yell out crazy shit.
Is she? But I also kind of feel sorry for her if she didn't. I mean, not if she got him killed, but isn't she just like crunching on pills still or something? Isn't she just like snack on a
I
cocktail?
like to
of
think she
pills?
got herself together now, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, he was leaving her and she couldn't handle it and she killed him. Yeah, there's interviews with her father where he basically indicts her.
Wow.
Wow. Like she hired somebody to kill him?
Yeah.
No, you think so?
Yep.
Oh, that's it. I just assumed she like talked him into it somehow because he was such a mess.
Wow, that is fascinating. I didn't know this, and I want to watch that. Where is it? Just for all the viewers at home. I think there's 3 people in Sweden that are
It's on gregfitzsimmons.com.
okay.
Get my tour dates there also.
Speaking of twinning,
Wow.
what do
Oh.
you think? Huh? Huh? Nothing?
Maybe if he was wearing blackface. Can you put blackface on him?
No resemblance, huh? I gave it a
There are
try.
a couple of cute monkeys.
See, this is the only thing that makes sense to me in the world right now.
That's photoshopped, right?
It is not photoshopped. It is a real thing. This is a Spider-Man that goes to children's hospitals and does a lot of good, but it is not photoshopped. This happened on Wednesday at the Vatican.
Jeez.
He even gave him a Spider-Man mask.
Wow.
So the 4th of July is on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And as all of you know, get ready to make fun.
Wait, was this? Did we talk about the Pope? I missed it. Greg, are you Catholic? Are you like religious Catholic? Are you a good
He's
Catholic?
Irish.
I was raised Catholic, and I think that there's a lot of amazing Catholics out there.
Are you a God-fearing man yourself? A Catholic God-fearing man?
I try to not fear God. I try to be inspired by God.
Do you know the second one? You know how there's two crosses? There's this one. And then there's the second one that's like this. Because like a lot of the firefighters do that one at church. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Well,
And
there's a lot of I know the baseball players, they do the Father, the Son, and then for some reason they go Holy Spirit, and then they kiss themselves.
Yes, and they kiss, but I find it so cool. But I want to know how to do the other one. Like, do you do that one at church? Are you that kind of Catholic that knows?
No.
Yeah. You need to know how to do the first one too, Rachel.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Right. You need to know how to do it. Right now, it's blasphemy. What you're doing.
I'm so jealous of Catholics that want to be Catholic so bad. I love the confession thing too. It seems so satisfying to just
Does seem satisfying.
Everything. It's like behind it, like a thick quilt. I want to start my day. I feel like I'd be a better person if I could start my day like that. Just like
it's like therapy, but it's not $250 an hour.
Yes, it seems so satisfying.
Right.
I cannot go into a church and confess. It would be disgraceful to you guys, right? You don't want my Jew piggish confessions, right? You don't want confessions from a Jew.
Well, I'm a Jew. It's no sin. That's from Seinfeld.
What do you guys think though? Do you think, Greg, can I do that? I'm so jealous of that.
Well, there's this guy, and he goes in. This Jewish guy went to confession. This is actually a true story.
Really?
And this guy, it was in the news. He went in and he sat down with the priest, and he started saying like, I last week I met these twins and these blonde girls with huge tits, and I had a three-way with them, and then afterwards their cousin came over and I had sex with her in the ass, and the priest said, wait a minute, are you Catholic? And he goes, no. And he goes, well, then why are you telling me this? And he goes, I'm telling everybody. It was just in the news like a week ago.
That's hilarious.
Well, do you guys have plans for the 4th of July?
Wait, can I give confession?
You want to confess to me?
Yes. No, I want to confess confess to an actual priest. Colin, is it illegal?
It's not illegal.
But
it's
you guys,
not legal. But I think before you get confession, you'd have to be baptized.
All right.
Yeah, if you try to use the holy water now as a Jew, it will burn your skin.
Acid.
I used to have a joke about that. I wanted to eat that little Jesus Cheez-It, the Jesus thing. But I would just melt or turn into like a cockroach.
Hey, Father, my girlfriend likes to taste the communion wafers, Hey, Father, can I talk to you for a minute? I had to go back to the movies, Rach. Hey, Father, can I talk to you for a minute? Father.
Name the movie, Rachel. Name the movie.
I don't know, like some John Travolta thing. I only know.
That's right. It's absolutely right. I like coffee. Just take a potato mash and mash it right. Anyway, I went to the fireworks store yesterday and I bought $500 worth of fireworks, and they are somewhere in my car in a parking garage in New York City. There's highly explosive. I'm like a super villain. I won't tell anybody where it is, but I did. This is this beautiful store in Pennsylvania that sells fireworks that you would dream of getting as a kid, where we used to have to get out of some guy's trunk in Chinatown. I don't know, Greg, I know you're not from here, but.
No, I am. I grew up in New York.
Oh, you did? So you remember I used to have to go to some
down to Chinatown, and there'd be a guy with a trunk. He'd open up the trunk of his car, and you would load the shit up. And I used to work at a country club. And so they gave me $500. I was 16 years old, and I was parking cars at a country club in White Plains. And they go downtown and get some fireworks. And so I knew where to go, and I went down. I was down by Canal Street. Yep. And I go and I get $500 worth of fireworks, and I bring them up, and they're like, all right, you and the other guy are going to set them off. They have a barbecue for all the families on the 4th of July at the country club. And then you guys are going to set off the fireworks on the 5th Fairway, which was right in front of the clubhouse. They all had like clams and lobsters, and they're all fucking drunk. And the kids are running around with sparklers. And then me and the other guy go in there and we start lighting up. We have no idea what we're doing. And one of the Roman candles flew into the porch and exploded, and it burnt this lady's arm. And they were running out. Stop lighting up.
Right. And think about it, you're getting it from some guy's trunk. You don't know what it's packed with, because I use same age, same thing, and let alone what half of the things were called that you can't even say on this program anymore. You know, which I went to the store and I'm like, do you got these? And they're like, excuse me? And I'm like, these kids, they're like, what is that called? And they're very racist. But Greg, I guess you're like me. A store like this, a legal store, is like a dream come true. It's like a pot store. And you can see the guy that looks like Natterman working there, which is unbelievable. But I bought, and then they have the best names. I bought $500 worth, Red, White, and Boom, which shoots flaming balls.
He spends his rent money on fireworks. It's fascinating.
True. Hydrogen bomb.
Wow.
And these are
and you won't pay for an Uber, but you'll buy like 9 hydrogen bombs. Why? What are you going to do? Who do you want to hurt?
Nobody.
Yeah, where are you going to light these up?
In Jersey, my friend's driveway.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is a one fuse, thing. It lasts for about 30 to 40 seconds. It goes for
your friend's driveway was the saddest place. My friend's driveway.
Well, it's always like we're 16,
Yeah.
This is my favorite.
I like that he doesn't even let him in the backyard. He's like, all right, if you want to do it on the driveway.
Yeah, we got.
Oh, you want to do it on the pavement? That's why, because it messes up the pavement. Light and run. That's a good. I like this. Face this side towards spectators for panoramic effect.
Who else is going to be at this driveway party? Is it just you?
Only vaccinated people.
Oh my God.
There's like 5 of us. It's not a big deal this year, but little Caitlin will be there. Spanish Caitlin.
Well, I hope you get arrested.
Dave's going to be setting them off with his friend, and all the neighborhood kids are going to be like shooting bottle rockets and laughing at him.
Well, look at this one. This is going the Boys to Men End of the Road finale. This is for real.
Wow.
I think they sanctioned this. They're huge fans of this Phantom brand. So I tried to see if you put their music. This is what it does. They have it on their site, and I put the music to it. It's not bad. Shut up. It works good, but this is the Cosmic Carnival brand, which
too loud.
If you put it to Colin's song, it doesn't work for. It's the most hilarious thing I've ever done with the boom.
Slow down, you're gonna be fine. Feel what you're gonna feel.
It doesn't work. But the funny thing is, Colin, if you do shut off the firecracker noise, it does actually work.
Slow down,
that works perfect.
you're gonna be fine. Feel what you're gonna feel.
It's just so funny with the booms in the background.
What I'm just very proud that me and Le Freak were able to keep our composure to record that very delicate song while there was a gunfight happening out in the street.
Well, this is all of Greg's podcast in a collage, like Rachel's mother would appreciate, I believe.
Love it. Fantastic.
Right? And you notice, Rachel, they have a little Star Wars reference here because people like Star Wars.
Well, that's just this week. We do there's a different logo every week. So that was.
I know there is, but
Juskow is mad because when he opened for me, I told him not to do Aaron Brockovich or to do a long bit he does about different versions of Chewbacca and comparing them. No. So, then I said, hey, if you want to
told me not to do Pretty in Pink stuff, which I did not do.
Yes, I gave you a few instructions. I never give anybody instructions, but you have to with Dave. And I said, can you not do crowd work? And then he went on and did 4 minutes where he made the whole crowd sing Sweet Caroline. I was like, they're really drunk.
It was in Boston.
Please don't do any crowd work because they're already really drunk and talking. Juskow goes,
right.
Sweet Caroline. Literally the entire crowd is singing. He's like, hey, that was fantastic.
That I stopped it.
Yeah. Good luck following Sweet Caroline in Boston.
Yeah. It was working. The crowd liked it very
what
much.
An idiot.
Speaking of idiots, how do you explain this?
Wait, can I just ask you Can I ask you one thing about Chewbacca though?
Yes.
Go back to the Star Wars. Nobody needs this, Dave.
What is it? Why is it that in some movies they treat Chewbacca like he's a pet, and in other ones he's like a military genius?
That's an excellent question. That's an excellent question.
Like,
You have
he's
a
either like
Chewbacca
eating-
picture, Dave. You have the wrong picture up. Go back to the Chewbacca.
Oh, is
one.
this bothering you, Rach?
Well, I just think it's funny that the one your favorite subject is the one you zoom past, just to
No, I didn't
show me
zoom
in a
past
dumb
it.
way.
I just know this is bothering you. That's why I'm keeping it on.
Oh, well, I mean, it just doesn't make sense with you could put me in a fun-loving wig, but it doesn't exactly make sense, even though it annoys me. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
I have no answer for you, Greg. Do you have an answer for it? I don't know.
I don't.
Rachel hates talking about Star Wars. As you can see, the whole mood changed once we
I
started
thought
talking about Star
what
Wars.
Greg said was funny because it's funny in itself if you don't know Star Wars, but you'll be like in the fourth one, and then you'll like go to like you'll talk about like a pilot of a TV show. That's the problem. It's the minutia of it. If you can share something funny about it, but you'll be like in season 4 of Perfect Strangers, and people are killing themselves. It's not going to go.
Well, she's technically right, but next time you'll be wrong. Do you still do this show?
No, we don't do that show anymore. Not like we just stopped doing Zoom shows, you know.
Well,
But
I thought this was May,
live
so I
version
thought
of
I wasn't sure if you were.
we do
still
have
doing
like a
it.
prank call album coming out, Jessica, Kirsten, and I. But we
Yeah, I
don't
was just trying to find out if you had what else you had going on, trying to promote everybody's stuff.
Thank you. I'll be at Union Hall on July 6th in Brooklyn, and then on the 8th after that, I'm in Rochester. But it'll be on my Instagram. I'll save all my dates there.
Well, it's not there now, and it's July starting Thursday, so it would be helpful. I'm
Thank
trying to
you.
help.
No, you're right. I think that the link is in my Instagram, but I'll repost it if I got it wrong or something.
Anyway, this is the final picture for today in the What a Week I'm Having series that we do. This happened in Thailand. The elephant smelled food and broke into the house looking for, you can see there's the walk, and they live near a national park.
Wow.
Was he just in the living room before to get into the kitchen?
I guess so.
Because we should talk about that.
How dare you guys? You guys are the worst people ever. Well, Colin,
Hey.
it's your time. It's time to
Okay.
play the new single.
All right.
Gave in.
Gave in.
Gay. Vin.
Um,
At least
all
they
right.
pick on you too.
yeah, so it's out on Thursday. It's actually an older song of mine that I never released. And I kind of wrote it on guitar, and it used to have quite a, like when I played it live, it had like pretty traditional kind of four or five piece thing, but the version that's coming out on Thursday is very different. So I probably won't be playing it much like this anymore. Yeah, it's kind of electronic. It's very electronic, the one that's coming out Thursday. But anyway, here you go. All right. I couldn't sleep in the dark. Too many stories. In that space where you are, I'm free to believe. So I gave in to you, my love. I gave my hand to walk with you, my love. Who has a heart that they ain't scared of hurting? to blame for wanting to preserve it. So I gave it to you, my love. I gave my hand to be with you, my love. Somewhere rocket is a thread that's gonna red. If there's a rock, I'm gonna tread over it, yeah. So I gave it to you, my love. I gave it to you, my love. I gave to you, my love. I gave it to you, my love. Ooh, I gave it to you, my love. I gave it to you, my love.
Wow.
That was amazing. Wow.
How did you get that backing to just start by itself at the end?
Because on my feet, at my feet here is a little looper, is a pedal, so I'm just
Oh,
like
that was
stacking the
exciting.
tracks and stuff. Yeah,
I was like, wait, he's not even moving his mouth.
yeah.
I was wondering that too.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was
Yeah.
incredible.
Well, good
Oh,
job.
thanks.
That's Colin's new song, and that's coming out Thursday, where you can purchase it.
Yeah.
And thank you for playing it live. We
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
It sounds a bit maudlin here, but it still has the spirit of somewhat maudlin, but it's all gussied up and electronic, and you bop your head, and it sounds great in the car.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, you can see Colin every Monday night at the Comedy Cellar upstairs at the Olive Tree. And
Mhm.
I'll be there, I believe, next Monday. That's
Yeah.
the day if I don't get blown up by the 4th of July. Greg, thank you so much for coming today. I know how busy you are. You will be at Bananas in August. And then where was the second place?
Some place in Golden, Colorado. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's cool. 2 places, 2 states where you can get legally high now, which is awesome. But looking forward to that. And then Rachel Feinstein will apparently be in Rochester.
Rochester, New York.
Right. And you mentioned another place.
And Union Hall in Brooklyn on July 6th.
Right. July 6th. That's Tuesday, next Tuesday.
Next
from today.
Tuesday. Yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you, you guys. Thank you so much for coming. I'm sorry. I never know who's good about the slides. So some people just never have anything to say. So I just keep moving on, but I should probably know my audience more. And Greg's really good with political, with current events and stuff. And Rachel's just.
Are you in a shame spiral before the show even ends?
No, I'm wondering what they did.
Yeah, I just.
Also,
I don't
he
know.
likes when people trash him, so it's confusing. Isn't that half of why you put things up like this? Because you want to be trashed. You've told me that.
It's like
No, I
a
mean, I
guy who's
don't
into
mind- it doesn't-
BDSM, and then like when he's getting abused, he's like, "Why are you doing this to me?"
I know.
Well,
Well, that's
You know what?
awesome
I'd like to
something like
even
that.
out the shame, or contribute my shame spiral. I'm so sorry for my very stern comments over the Britney Spears thing. It was just, I
No,
just
don't
need a
be ri-
nap. I need a nap.
Oh, I agree with you. I feel
I
sorry
know,
for
I'm kidding.
Brittany.
I'm
Yeah,
kidding,
no,
I'm
I
kidding.
don't. It doesn't
But-
bother me in the least at all. I just, you're right. If I was missing, I'm only upset if I was missing comedy gold. Then that's bad on me. So I apologize for that. But
Let's get out of here.
again, you guys are the best, and I really do appreciate you taking the time out to do it, folks. The Comedy Cellar is open for business. If you are vaccinated, that is a fair thing to say. Although Comedy Cellar here, and if you're in New York City, please come down. You can see Rachel mostly every day. Or
I like
every
that my
other day.
heading was Cellar producer instead
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know it's not. Your hair looks amazing, by the way.
of. Thank you.
Yeah, it looks really good. And who do you have on the podcast this week, Greg? Who's coming up?
This week is Rick Overton, the great Rick
Oh
Overton.
my
Wow.
gosh! Yeah, he's a living legend. In
And then
comedy.
Dan Soder will be on next week.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
terrific.
And then Rachel, would you be a guest on my podcast?
Can't wait. Yes.
Have you ever been on?
No, she hasn't. I checked.
I would love to.
I checked. I was trying to find a
Oh.
picture with you both together that she was on your podcast. She has not.
That's
been on.
weird.
I was about to text you because during the last part, because Colin's song, because I was going to say why it should just be Colin right now because he's so good. He's so amazing. And it should only be his face on the screen.
Yeah.
Don't you think, Greg? So I was going to complain about that. And then I realized that,
Realize you're the Cellar producer.
and then I was like, I texted the wrong Greg because I thought I had your number.
Who did? Now we need to know who.
Great.
You
Now
texted.
Greg Rogel is going to wonder why he's not on the podcast.
Was it Greg Rogel? And that's
I
two
was like,
G's.
this should only be Colin's face right now, which is such a strange thing to write.
I think you just really like Colin's face.
Of course.
Colin face.
Look, he's almost
But
shirtless
yes,
today.
Colin is, he's a puss crusher, but I mean, that's his history and legacy in New York. It's just his
Yeah.
numbers are off the charts.
Yeah.
Plus, he's got a
Oh,
peekaboo
there we go.
thing
Look at
going
that.
on tonight. He's gifting us with some chest space.
Yeah.
But I do
Yeah.
feel like, shouldn't it be like that? And anyway,
I guess we should. Yes, absolutely.
yes, so wherever we can see Colin's
Hey, you're
song.
the Cellar producer. You should have figured it out.
And then I was like, and then I was just like trashing Dave, and then I realized that it was
You know, Greg Rogel spells his name differently.
Yeah. It's two G's.
I don't know what Greg I texted all that to.
Oh, well, that would
And
be
he
the
just
funny
wrote
thing.
back and he was like, I don't think this is who you think it is. But I was like, good luck. And I hope the family's well. He's like, I don't know. Like, all right, I'll see myself.
You were great on the nanny.
But anyway, can you give the right Greg myself? And I'll continue doing damage control.
Can you just forward this to Greg Fitzsimmons, please? Well, you guys, what a great night. And thank you so much for coming. And please come to the Comedy Cellar. And next week, it's our monthly musical show with Colin's friend Paul Lauren will be joining us, who is, I've been watching him online. He's terrific.
Mhm.
And little Danny Natterman will be our comedian guest
Awesome.
next week. So should be a fun show.
Mhm.
Happy July 4th, everybody. And we'll see you next Tuesday at 7 o'clock live here at the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.